Today I'll be guiding you through how to properly play Minesweeper. So, when you start up the game, it's a very easy game to learn. There's only two things you have to take notice of: the flags, and when we click into the game, the numbers. When you start up a game of Minesweeper, it is generally confusing on how to play. There is no tutorial, nor is there anything which tells you what to do or how to advance. You only know you failed when you click the mine. To circumvent this, what we have to do is properly learn how to play the game. First off, once we click into our area, we will be brought into a box full of numbers and empty space. Empty space will not always happen, but generally, you will always spawn with an empty space. Or, if you're unlucky, just a bunch of numbers. Right here in the corner is our number 1, which we know is a mine. How do we know it's a mine is very simple. Every single number on here corresponds to how many mines it is touching. This one in the corner means it's touching one mine, and every single number has a radius of around 1 block in every direction. This one has a radius of 1 above, 1 below, 1 to the right, 1 to the left, and then 1 to its southeast, and so on. And because this one is missing touching on all other sides of it and is only touching one hidden block, we know from this one right here that this block is a mine. With that being said, we know that this one right here and this one, as well as this one, are already touching this mine here. So with that being said, we can clear this empty space, this empty space, this empty space, and lastly, that empty space. Now we're given the number 2. 2 is one of the most interesting numbers to work with. It means that it is touching 2 mines. Luckily, with both the 2's on the top of our grid, they are both touching something that we can identify. From this one right here, we can tell that this corner piece is a mine. So, this 2 is touching this mine, and this 2 is touching this mine. That means these 2's could only be touching one other mine. And because this one is already touching this, it means every single square up here is not a mine, so we can clear that. Now that that's all clear, we are given this other 2 right here, which helps signify that because it is already touching this 2, and there is nothing above it, and everything else around it is clear, then we already know that this right here is a mine. Because this 2 is touching that mine, and there's a 1 up here, it means that either this 2 is touching up above where the 1 is, or touching where 4 is. Now, in our scenario, this is very tricky to do because we are given a very bad start. Although, we can make our way to the left and then make our way eventually back to the right. So with what the rules we've set followed, let's clear the 1's and clear the 2's until we can find a way over to the right. Now, we have come into a problem. There is a 3 here, and this 3 is rather easy to solve and will solve most of the problems of this 3 down here. Because the 3 is already touching 2 mines, and there's only one other block that is unclear in its radius, we instantly know that this right here is a mine, meaning that this 3 is solved. And it somewhat solves the issue of this 3, although it leaves 3 spaces below it questionable on what it could be. So, let's figure out which one those are after we clear these down here. This 2 here is very easy to solve this 3 up here now. Because this 2 is already touching 2 mines, it is impossible for it to be any mine in this space here and this space here, so we can completely clear both of these spaces. This makes it so this 3 and this 3 are both solved, because that makes the only available place for the mine to be because of this one right here. And just like that, it is solved. Now, given our current set of moves, excluding these ones over here, we are stuck in a place of being unsure of what to do. Because if we know if we were to try to clear this up, one of these given spaces is a mine, so if we were to randomly click in one of these areas, we are destined to pull off the mine. If we go over here, the same thing happens. We know there are 2 mines in these areas, but it could be in either one of these. And this 3 here and this 3 here are only touching them, meaning that the mine could possibly be here or here, which doesn't help the issue. So, To circumvent this, we are lucky enough to have this one over here, but in a majority of the cases you are given the game of luck. This 4 is one of the easiest ones, aside from the 5 and 6, to identify how many mines are near it. We have already found the 3 flags here, indicating that these are mines. Now, this one below it is definitely a mine. It is touching already 3, and there is no other empty things except the one below it, so we can solve that. And then we can take the one above and do a similar thing. Because there is a 2 here, it means there is a definite mine up there, and because the 2 is still there, that means it could not be touching both a mine there and a mine there. It means this place is free, and this place is a mine. So, with that being said, let's go see the follow-up here. Because there is a 4 here, and it is already touching 3, and there's only one unempty space right here, we must click this, and there's our mine. Now, unfortunately, we have gotten something here, but we can figure it out. Because of this 4 right here, we can figure out exactly, using the laws of knowing the corners, what is the mine. Because there are empty spaces, and the ones that aren't empty are flagged, we can easily flag the one above, and then we figured out the 2 up there. So we know this is a clear spot, and the one below it was a mine. So, let's finish this off. Now, we know that the last mine is up here, because using our rules of what we learned from the 1s and 2s and 3s, we know that because this 2 is touching these 2 right here, and that this 2 is touching over this one, as well as this 2 touching this one, we know from this 2 right here, and only this 2 and this 3, that this one is the last mine. Because the 3 is touching 2 things here, and because the 2 is already touching one there, we know for a fact that this 2 is also able to touch this, meaning that because of this special 2 right here, we know that, in fact, this is the mine, and what below is not. Now, you have finally passed Minesweeper. Hopefully some of this will come use to you, and if you're confused, I'll try my best to help you further, whether it be another video or trying to help you understand stuff through the comment section. I do hope you enjoyed, and I do hope this comes helpful. Minesweeper is a really fun, skill-based, and somewhat luck-based game to find yourself into. An amazing time killer, but yet one of those games that you would just click randomly and hope you win, but knowing how to play it makes it so much better than just random clicking. And with that, I will see you all later. This is railsnaker, signing off.